Have you ever thought about how God talks to us? Maybe God uses our brains to send messages. Our brains are amazing and can help us understand this special connection. Neuroplasticity is when the brain can change in response to what we experience and think. It's like how God's love can change our lives. Our thoughts and choices can change our brain, which affects how we see things and act. When I started thinking about this idea, I remembered a time when my thoughts and feelings were really tough. I prayed and meditated, and I started feeling better. I realized that thinking positive thoughts helped me stay calm and clear. This made me want to learn more about how our brains connect to our spiritual side. Throughout history, people have thought about how God talks to us through our minds. Philosophers, religious leaders, and thinkers have tried to understand how we can receive and understand messages from God. The Greek philosopher Plato thought there was a perfect world of forms that we could only reach through our minds. He said the physical world was just a shadow of this true reality. To really know things, we had to connect with the divine wisdom inside us. Many religions believe that God communicates with people through dreams, visions, and inner feelings. Judaism, Christianity, and Islam have prophets and mystics who say they receive messages from God. Neuroscience has helped us learn more about how the brain works and how our thoughts and feelings can change it. Neuroplasticity, in particular, has shown us how the brain can adapt and change based on what we think and feel. Neuroplasticity is like divine grace. It means our brains can change, just like how God's love can change our lives for the better. Our brains can make new connections, and our souls can be transformed by God's help. How does this happen? How can we listen to God inside us and let it guide our thoughts and actions? It all comes down to what we think, say, and do. Every day we experience things like what we see, hear, smell, and feel. These things affect how we think and feel. Our thoughts and emotions also play a big role in how we see the world. When we pay attention to good things, we can hear messages from God. But if we think about bad things, we might not hear God's voice. Neuroplasticity helps us change our brains by thinking and acting positively. This creates new pathways in our brains that make good habits stronger. With time, it becomes easier to feel peaceful, clear, and connected to the divine. Our brains can receive messages from God and transmit them to others. When we follow spiritual principles and listen to divine guidance, we can change and grow in amazing ways. This process can be hard. You need discipline, self-awareness, and courage. But the benefits are huge. A stronger purpose, a closer connection to the divine, and more love, joy, and compassion. How can we unlock our inner potential? How can we hear God's voice in our hearts and minds? One helpful way is to meditate and pray quietly. By calming our busy thoughts and looking inside ourselves, we make a special place to connect with God. It can be hard to focus because our minds are complicated and easily distracted. As Eckhart Tolle said, our minds can be helpful if we use them correctly, but they can also cause harm if we don't. John was a successful businessman, but he felt empty and unhappy. He always wanted to do more and achieve more, but it never made him feel satisfied. John started to understand his own thoughts better when he tried mindfulness meditation. By watching his thoughts without judgment, he was able to let go of his selfish desires and find inner wisdom. As John meditated more, he had deep thoughts. He felt a loving presence in his mind that guided him without words. It made him feel peaceful and gave him a greater purpose. Many people, like John, have had experiences with the divine. Throughout history, many have reported similar encounters through their own thoughts. From ancient mystics to modern spiritual seekers, the idea of inner revelation is common in human experiences. What can we learn from these stories and teachings? How can we build a stronger connection with the divine intelligence inside us? One important idea is that focusing on what we want to be like, such as being loving, peaceful, wise, and compassionate, can change our brain in a good way. This is called neuroplasticity, which means our brain can change based on our thoughts and feelings. Self-awareness and introspection are important. When we are curious and non-judgmental about our thoughts and feelings, we can learn and change. We need to observe our thoughts without getting too involved. We are not our thoughts, but the awareness where they come from. When we listen to our inner selves, we can do exercises to connect with the divine. One way is by using sacred phrases called mantras. Mantras help us focus our minds and reach higher levels of awareness. You can say things like, "I am open to divine guidance," or "I am a channel for God's love," to connect with universal wisdom. These affirmations can change our subconscious minds, replacing old beliefs with new, spiritually aware perspectives. One helpful tool is visualization and guided imagery. When we imagine being surrounded by light or spiritual beings, it can help us feel connected and inspired. To hear from the divine, we need to be open, humble, and trusting. By letting go of our own desires and listening closely to our inner voice, we can experience true spiritual growth. This journey is not always easy. It needs patience, persistence, and facing our own limits. But for those who choose this path, the rewards are great. A meaningful life with purpose and a strong connection to something bigger than us. When I think about my spiritual journey, I realize how much it has changed my life. Like many others, I used to feel lost and unsure about my purpose. When I started thinking about how our brains can connect with the divine, I began to feel different. I learned to calm my mind and listen to my inner voice. This helped me see things in a new light. I learned that my thoughts and beliefs affect my reality. When I focused on positive ideas, my life improved. My relationships got better. I could reach new opportunities. I felt like I was making a new plan for my life by thinking positively. This process was tough at times. I felt many emotions and faced hard situations, but I found comfort knowing I wasn't alone. Someone was always guiding me. As I practiced more spiritually, I saw how important it was to use those ideas in my daily life. It wasn't just about feeling connected to a higher power during meditation or prayer. I needed to act with kindness and face problems with a positive attitude. I learned to communicate better with kindness, even when we disagreed. I focused on being thankful for all the good things in my life. I trusted my journey, even when I didn't know what was coming next. As I think about these experiences, I wonder if they mean something to you too. Have you ever had a moment where you felt a deep connection that felt like it came from somewhere beyond your thoughts? How has your thinking about how spirituality and science are connected changed over the years? Maybe you've had similar questions and challenges while trying to learn more about yourself. Or you might be just starting to think about these ideas and want to find ways to use them in your life. No matter where you begin, the journey of spiritual awakening is personal and special. There isn't a single way to connect with the divine or understand your inner self. To help speed up personal growth, it's important to have a daily spiritual practice like meditation, prayer, journaling, or another meaningful ritual. Take a few minutes each day to connect with yourself and the divine. This can help you grow and change. You don't need to spend a lot of time or do anything fancy. Just a few minutes of quiet thinking or deep breathing can help you feel calm and focused, even when life gets crazy. One important thing to remember is to let go of specific expectations and trust in the journey ahead. This can be hard, especially in a world that values control and certainty. When you go with the flow of life and listen to divine guidance, miracles can happen. It's not about just accepting things as they are, but about making choices that are good and trusting that things will work out. As we finish talking about how God speaks through our minds, let's think about the important things we've learned. The brain can change and adapt, like how we can grow spiritually. By listening to divine wisdom, we can transform ourselves and find more peace and purpose in life. We looked at how our thoughts, words, and choices affect our reality and connection with the divine. Each day, we send out signals to the universe that bring back experiences matching our feelings. When we think about happy and good things, we connect with love, joy, and abundance. This helps us get inspired and bring positive energy to ourselves and others. This path is not easy. It needs commitment, discipline, and facing our own limits. But the rewards are great. A meaningful life with purpose and connection to something bigger. As we move forward in this new way of living, we should remember that we are never alone. God is always with us, helping and supporting us every step of the way. By trusting in God's love and letting go of control, we can discover endless opportunities and blessings. Let's be brave, curious, and open-hearted on this journey. Let's dream big and picture a world where everyone has reached their full potential and lives in truth. We can create our reality by working together. Our choices matter and can make a difference. It all starts with us, but it can impact many others and shape the future. Let's go on a spiritual journey together. Share your experiences and thoughts. How has your view of the mind, brain, and spirit changed? What helps you feel closer to the divine? Let's keep talking and helping each other as we learn more about ourselves. We can build a worldwide group of people who are awake and want to live honestly and help others. The road ahead might be tough, but the universe is on our side, leading us to our destiny. We just need to trust the process, stay true to ourselves, and keep moving forward. Let's move forward with faith, courage, and an open heart. The divine presence is always with us, speaking through our inner voice. Let's listen, love, and live truthfully every day.